There we go. And welcome back to the Ales and Fails Twitch stream. I'm your host, Ale Wolf, and I'm checking my sound levels before we actually get started. Wouldn't be the first time that I start a stream and the wrong track is actually playing, so professional work here. So as I was saying, I'm your host, Dale Wolf, today with another romp through the world that is Hades. Apologies for the very extended starting now screen. Unfortunately, just as I was about to turn on the stream, I happened to get some deliveries at the door, and that in itself is a maddening operation with those logos running around. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out what's on tap. Today we have something new, at least new to the stream. It is from North Coast Brewing, and we've had helpings from them in the past. This one is called Foggy Day IPA. Now, if you're into the world of hazy IPAs, you will have come across the fact that a lot of fancy breweries like to call their hazy IPAs foggy for one reason or another. So not only do they call them New England, they call them hazy. The third adjective that's associated with them is foggy, because of fog, because of cloudiness, because of haziness. So yeah, this is North Coast's own hazy IPA, Hazy India Pale Ale. And the first thing that caught my eye, as usual, is just the gradient of colors there. It's actually quite nice. You've got your oranges and yellows transitioning into a violet, transitioning into pinks and blues. So it's a depiction of a beautiful, I want to say dusk sky. At least that's how I would look at it. And there's a Golden Gate Bridge in the background, so quite evocative. I generally don't buy too many hazy IPAs that I don't already know, but of course I do trust North Coast, so this seemed like a good idea. And while I open it, let me go into my usual rant. Hazy IPAs, unlike West Coast IPAs, are not as bitter. They don't taste like you're eating a pine cone. Instead, what ends up happening is that this is a poor way of the amount of hop content is the same, except it's not actually thrown in while the wort is brewing. It's actually thrown in during secondary fermentation, which essentially only captures the floral flavor notes as well as the aroma from the hops itself. So not very bitter. They generally turn out to be very juicy. They appear rather unfiltered, like wheat beers in certain respects. And Foggy Day itself is actually a little sweeter than most hazy comparisons. So let's go ahead and pour that into my untapped stein, which I won from a contest. The one accomplishment in life that I can speak about. Speaking of Untapped, let's see what they have to say about this Foggy Day IPA from North Coast Brewing. Let's see. Foggy Day IPA is North Coast Brewing's interpretation of an increasingly popular sub-style of IPA. That's interesting that they decide to define it as a sub-style, considering hazy IPAs these days I feel are on par with West Coast IPAs. These beers are unfiltered and utilize heavy doses of citrus-forward hops. High-protein cereals in the grist such as oats and raw wheat create haziness in the beer and add silky texture to the mouthfeel. To release even more flavor from this hazy IPA, turn the bottle upside down and gently agitate to put the yeast back into suspension before opening. Well, I certainly didn't do that. You know, it's a fancy beer when the bottle itself or the untapped description gives you pouring notes. With that, let's go ahead and taste what this bad boy tastes like. Fang and ale. definitely citrusy notes there from the hops. And like I said, I've actually tasted this off stream, and it is a little sweeter than most hazy. The unfiltered composition of it gives it a medium body, medium to high, heavy body. And there is some bitterness there, though I will confess, I did brush my fangs not too long ago, so some of that toothpaste might be interfering with my sensation. Whatever the case, it's actually quite enjoyable, and hopefully my description of its flavor evolves as the stream progresses. Look for it at your local Total Wine. But with that, let's go ahead and move on to the main event. Okay, game capture. And I don't think I fixed this yet. And of course it doesn't do it the first time, it only ever does it the second time. There we go. Okay. And so if you will recall, last time I was playing, I actually made it to the Temple of Styx, which is the fourth and I hear final world of the Hades. And so that was quite the accomplishment, I felt. Today we'll try to replicate that and see how far forward we can move. See how many play attempts we've actually made it here. 52 escape attempts. I'm still checking my levels, see if there's anything amiss. But I think we're good.
Showed that stupid Hydra at least.
That's actually true. And anyone that follows the stream will know that I generally tend to have the most problems with the Hydra.
Hey, did you see? My brother. He's come back. He's here somewhere, I think. Good old Thanatos. He's so busy all the time, he never talks to me. Kind of like your dad with you, I guess.
Indeed.
Last time, not only did we make it to the Temple of Styx, but it was also the first time we met with Thanatos, which seemed to be an endearing encounter.
Had enough yet? She is gone, boy. She is gone. You are never going to locate her. I thought you would have come to that conclusion for yourself by now. But apparently it must be said.
You mean Mother? How would you even know? You said reaching the surface was impossible as well, and I'm in striking distance.
This is my final warning to you, boy. To cease this mindless quest. Or else the consequences shall be worse than what you have experienced thus far.
Sorry, Father. I'm not afraid of you.
Not now, anyways. And here he is, the man of the hour.
Go about your business, Zag. What if Lord Hades saw us chatting like this now? I risked everything by helping you out there, and still you failed.
Turns out there's quite a lot of dead to fight down in the underworld. Though I probably got farther than I would have thanks to you.
Always happy to oblige. Especially when it causes me to risk my station. To risk everything I've worked for.
That's interesting. So the challenge he proposed was actually helping me out.
Typical.
That certainly didn't register at the time. I should have given him a gift before he disappeared.
Hey, look at what I got out there, Achilles, sir. A vintage bottle of ambrosia plucked straight from Elysium. I hear this stuff is very good, but can't even open it. I've no idea what to do with it right now.
The drink of the gods. I hear it's good, all right. But only for recipients with whom you're close. Perhaps hang on to it until it's ripe for use. Somebody will be grateful, I am sure. Or it could fetch you something from the wretched broker over there.
Sell it or keep it, huh?
I guess I thought that a bottle of ambrosia was something akin to maybe an upgraded bottle of nectar, but maybe I'm mistaken there in my currencies.
Cerberus must be on duty still.
I guess he's permanently moved to the Temple of Styx. Maybe that might be my assumption. Oh, maybe something new available.
Whoa, a rod of fishing. Here.
Scoop treasures from there. That seems useful, and I don't know that I ever use these gems anyways.
Contractor, I have another job. I positively cannot wait to see what sorts of foul creatures I'll dredge up with this.
Cheap blessing from Poseidon on a stick and nothing more.
That was, I should have caught that conversation. So, Infernal Trove contains more. New jobs for the house contractor. I think I should do that at some point. I'm sure that it'll move forward the story. An added chamber. I do have that. I do have most of these actually. Interesting. Let's see what else. Embellishes the... Okay, so all of these are cosmetic, I believe. And I'm not going to waste jewels on them until further notice. Oh, for it to be the day where I just have amounts of currency. Bedroom decor. Okay.
It sounds like Father's very cross with you, Orpheus. Won't you consider singing once again? You know his threat of further punishment is not a bluff.
Your father can be most persuasive, yes, my friend. However, this time I am putting my foot down. I have no plans to sing for him again.
That is decisive.
Well then how about for me? Or for your other friends among the court?
No, please. My muse is gone to me. I can do no such thing.
I understand. I'm sorry.
And we are nothing without our muse.
I swear you're right, that one is such an idiot. Oh, anyway, I'd best get back to work. Next round's on me, Dusa, and you take care.
You take care too, Miss May. Thanks for the drink. Bye now.
They get along at least.
I guess I can't further engage in dialogue with Megara. And, okay. And Mother's not here either. Ah, more prophecies.
What do you know? This came true.
So I guess I've met a bunch.
Good to have friends in low places.
10 chthonic keys. That's a major upgrade. Goddess of Wisdom. So for these, it makes sense that I have to get all the boons for one particular god. Which is going to be difficult because there's definitely some boons that I never go for. But I might try for some of these at least. Clearly I don't meet the God of War too often. The Hunt. And then these are weapon specific ones. The Armored Wardens. Oh, I need to finish 16 jobs more, and that'll give me more diamonds. Purchase other wares from Charon. So I've met everyone. Released Orpheus. Gotten all the infernal arms. Alright, so what'll it be today? And it looks like today it's the bowgun, railgun, I think that's what it was called. So. And then press R to reload. And then this is simply a dash. So fairly simple, it gives you good distance. What's there to reveal here? Aspect of Eris. For 4 seconds after observing your specialist blast, deal more damage. Strife herself once stole away with it. Such was its destructive allure. That seems interesting, but I don't think I'm going to invest on the railgun just yet. I think I'm fine with what I have.
What's that one there?
And still working with the bow and hourglass, which is Charon's boon. Anything that I purchase from his shop allows me to keep for longer, which is nice specifically for boss battles. And a hammer of Daedalus. Your special fire they spare 5 bombs. So it seems like that would create a bigger ranged attack. A bigger spread attack, that is. Foes targeted by your special move slower and take 30% more damage. And that is more for crowd control. And then your special deals 300% base damage in a large area, and it can hurt me. That sounds like the most fun. Let's do that. Whoa. That is, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Whoa. Can't play with that. Yeah, so this creates a totally different play style if I have to make sure that I don't get hit by it. But 300% damage, seriously. Let's move forward. Maybe not a productive run, but at the very least it'll be a fun one. Let's go. And a visit to Lord Chaos. Let's see. Before we go there though, let's see if there's anything else in this room. And then the next one would be Lady Artemis, which I definitely want to go and see.
Going in. Heart of the underworld.
It takes a time on familiar walls. None of them remember who I am. Do not place too much faith in that look-some ladies.
So does lack of knowledge of chaos invalidate them? That one seems like a tough sell. This might be the way to go. And I guess I missed out on seeing Artemis. Beautiful. Took a foolish shot there. Very nice. I guess the dash is not completely maimed. Diamond. What are we learning here? I hate it when the codex just pops up with nothing in particular to say. That's not what I wanted to do.
I can't.
Everything just gets destroyed. Did it just run away?
What?
Excellent. That was an easy enough get. And let's see what the well has to sell. A well sell, as they say. 50% more damage to armor. That might be the way to go here. For 12 encounters, that'll definitely encompass the boss room, which I think would be a great boon for us.
Chaos boon evolved a new effect.
Nice. And this is not what I thought it was going to tell me something about Hades itself. Not Hades, but Chaos. One more heart. Yet, as all of us residing in this realm are well aware, the dead survive eternally, and thus are closer to the gods. Perhaps, then, all of us exist and make our choices precisely as Chaos envisioned in ancient aeons past. So, either Lady Aphrodite or coin. I don't know that there's much reason to pass up seeing one of my favorite Olympians. But before we do that, so the damage of our basic attack has increased, which is not a bad.
I'll break you again.
Can you survive this? Maybe I should keep attacking. I am never out. Beautiful.
Shattered that.
Should we give her a gift? Yes, we shall.
My Lady Aphrodite, if not for our acquaintance, I'm certain that my days or nights would be much drearier indeed.
That's a line I've got to use.
Such a wonderfully thoughtful gift for me. I love it, and I would be lying if I said you shouldn't have.
I sometimes think that she, among all the Olympians, may be the mightiest of all. A crashing wave or thundering tempest are preferable to a broken heart. Truer words were never uttered. But what is it in store here?
Keep following that heart of yours, dearest. It's good enough a guide, believe you me. Mine tells me you are going to succeed.
Okay, are any of these part of a fated choice? Cast is a white shot that inflicts... Sure, if only to complete the fated choices. Let's go ahead and choose this.
Let's break some hearts.
So it essentially immediately comes back to me, which is not a bad thing.
I'm out.
But again, I have to learn to use the cast. I'm just not very familiar with it, and I've never thought it was that interesting to begin with. Let's see how far it takes me. Oh, hey.
My subjects wish to have a word with you.
Survive.
Come on then.
Let's just blast the entire room. That's not bad.
Almost there.
Cool.
Useless.
Not bad. Not a bad showcase for my increased special there. Yeah, the adamant railgun might grow on me after all. And exclamation mark. A switch palace. Oh, I think I remember this tune, and I remember that boulder.
Shiny.
It's just like the boulder itself. Some sort of character. Alright, what's happening?
Hey, Prince, I heard you showed that Fury sister the what for. Is that the truth? Might explain why I've been left here to my own devices for a change.
But which one of them was hassling you?
I don't think she'll be out of commission for very long. She'd best find you mining that boulder, though at least you managed to catch a break for now. Be seeing you.
So, healing, darkness, or Charon's opal. Where are we in terms of energy? We might be okay. Darkness is always useful. Thinking long term here.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, let's move on.
Take care of yourself.
What a thoughtful young man. And these are stronger level monsters, I assume, based on the skull icon on them. Okay. How many of these specials can we shoot at once? That's my question. Seems like, from what I'm gathering, at least two. Ooh, okay. No, that was a dumb thing to do. Some more gems. Restore up to 100. I don't think I have any use for that. And it seems like next is Uncle Zeus. Also, the Well of Charon. Gain random item offered from the Well of Charon. So a grab bag, if you will. Oh, and this might be fun. Let's go with that. And 10% more every time I enter a new chamber. Maybe I don't need that just yet. I might regret it, of course. Jeez. Those things are tough. So many mines. Too much happening here. Beautiful. Okay. Okay.
My brothers Hades and Poseidon once fought bravely by my side. You know that, don't you, nephew?
The three
They
brothers.
prevailed against the Titans.
Los Tres Caballeros.
War upon the earth. Your father then descended to the land of death, and we've not seen much of each other since.
I thought he sent them there. Okay, are any of these part of a fated choice? No. So, bolts after you dash, bolts after the special, or Zeus's aid. I don't think I've ever used that. Let's power up our special. Okay, so now it has an extra lightning effect. That's fun. Okay, it seems like a boss room of some sort.
Something's amiss.
Hello again.
Oh, hey.
Thought I might find you all the way out here. Although, quite frankly, I'm surprised you're still alive.
It's only the first
Hold my own
world.
in case you haven't noticed then.
I haven't, Zag. Now stand back and let me show you how it's done.
Let me show you my gigantic boom.
You definitely ought.
I just ate that trap. Even with the added Zeus effect, these things are still tough.
I'll
So,
wipe this one off.
did I win? Slain by Thanatos 6, slain by Zagreus. I think I won that one. That one was a clear win.
Got more of them than I did, huh?
Yes, I did, for the first time. Here you go.
It isn't much then, but I got you something.
Want me to take that off your hands? Fine. But you are taking this from me. And if anybody asks, we're even. Or scratch that. Don't tell anyone about this. Understand?
A secret pact.
Thank you, sir.
Few gods traverse the boundary that divides the surface realm where dwell the living, and this one, where dwell the dead. Thanatos, embodiment of death, is among those with such an authority and power.
You seemed a little winded there, no? Not even close to the surface yet either.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Right on both points, but here we are.
You're very welcome. Now I'd better get back before Lord Hades catches on to this.
Nice, okay. And so we power up one of our special attacks, or we go to Charon again. Let's go ahead and do this. And it's the room before the room. I keep forgetting that I have this. Oh, really?
That's a bite.
I caught a knucklehead. What is the point of this? All my fishing experience comes from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Okay. My mother taught me countless water-dwelling denizens, though of this variety I learned much more only in darkest Tartarus, their one sole habitat being the deepest reaches of the river Styx. So I guess just fish a lot. Maybe once per pool makes the most sense. Once per pool.
Power of Olympus.
Huh. Let's go with powering up this particular power. That is ridiculous. And I guess you can't fish here. Before we move on to the room, let's take a quick break. We will be back in just a minute or so. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on.
Time for Tiffany, maybe?
Please let it be. Ah.
I know that Thanatos assisted you in getting to this point. I don't appreciate his interference.
How could you have known?
I'm sure you'll have a chance to tell him back at home.
Bold words.
He has domain over the wretched shades, but his power has no sway with me. And neither does your own.
I gotta say, it'll probably be difficult to aim this thing considering how fast she moves. This might be a far better attack with a good old Hydra. And so it probably makes the most sense to interweave some of my regular attacks.
Not yet.
Cool. getting to be a full party. And this is her chance to do this.
In the name of Hades.
Jeez. Sometimes it's just a bit difficult to aim these area of attacks. How do I dodge this? Whoa. And delayed destruction. Whew.
Yes.
Oh, and a node.
The Erinyes, known also as the Furies. They are the trusted sentinels of Lord Hades, charged with torturing the worst of mortal kind, and ridding the underworld of any fool enough to trespass where they do not belong.
I'll just have to try harder next time.
An interesting piece of lore in an unexpected location. So that wasn't as bad as I expected. Like I said, using the special under these circumstances makes it a very slow attack, and so the Furies excel at motion. I guess what I had on my side was simply the range of the explosion. Well, what can we buy? Chamber. 10% when I enter a chamber. Not quite useful just yet, especially since I'm at full health. Okay. This could be fun for a while. Especially since the first attack anyone encounters from me is that ranged explosion. And do I want to sell something? I think I do. I might just go ahead and sell Aphrodite's shot, since I honestly am not using it. And that is the first time I've ever actually sold anything. It is a shame, but I guess now I have my arrows back. The arrows I never use. Hopefully that still fulfills the prophecy.
Broke out of Tartarus.
You know, one neat thing that they could do is allow you to switch between infernal arms.
Asphodel.
Between worlds. And that is insane damage. Well, let's see how far that gets me though in this particular location. I might just have a little less mobility given the fact that everything is surrounded by lava.
Can't do that.
And again, it does pose an extra type of challenge using this thing when a lot of the enemies are actually very fast moving. And hide. I almost hit myself on that one. Very nice. something else in here. So it's Aries, Coin or Hermes. Let's go with Hermes. Generally, some boon to my speed is actually quite useful.
Stand aside.
And so who's the mad bomber now? Constantly running from my own attack, it's kind of insane. Ha! Just move right out of the way on that one.
Listened.
Let's give good old Hermes a gift.
Lord Hermes, please accept this gift as a small token of my appreciation. Thank you for always keeping me on my toes.
I see what you did there.
Oh, mighty keen of you to leave a tip there, boss. And I've a tip for you. Don't be slow. Maybe this'll help with that.
Good tip.
Lord Hermes, I'm in your debt.
I accept. So, none whom I know approached his agility or athleticism. He puts this peerless skill to a specific use, serving as the messenger of Olympus. Vast distances are nothing to him, yet there is something more to Hermes. He's the only god upon Olympus who dutifully serves the underworld, in addition to his Olympian affairs. A sense of duality there.
That's quite a nice bone hourglass you've got there, boss. So you're in good with my professional associate as well. A real gentleman.
I believe you're speaking of Charon. So foes drop, cast stuck in them faster. That could be useful to fulfill that prophecy specifically. My attack is faster. I think we're going with that. Very nice. We'll see what that prophecy is when I get back home. Because, make no mistake about it, I will get back home. So either Charon or Power Up. I'm a sucker for these things. Craters. Oh, another one. It certainly doesn't help that sometimes I just land in the lava. Ah, you had to just... and of course you had to move. Ah, and I hurt myself on that one. Very foolish. Jeez, there's more of these here.
Heads up.
What am I? Why did I even do that? Okay. Far too many creatures. Okay, so what are we powering up?
The power of the gods.
And I guess it really is only our special.
Zesty.
Zeus. Zesty. So Dionysus or Artemis. I hate to say it, but it probably makes the most sense to go with Artemis as much as I like Dionysus. And just a bit of housekeeping here. It is the case. A fight.
That's a problem.
Alright, the other do so. It's not like she moves much. Which is definitely a plus. Even though these things are getting to be faster. Okay, and now I guess it's gone. Come on. Can't believe this is part of the boss battle. This is really bad.
Nice.
It's just fast enough, not that it just doesn't catch it. That's obnoxious. If only it just had unlimited shots. Okay, and there it goes.
See you next time.
Okay.
Ah, good old Father Zeus. He must have blessed you with his lightning bolts, did he? Always looking out for everyone.
That is as good as Zeus does, it seems. Okay, so probably the attack option, it seems to make the most sense here. Any damage you deal has a chance to be critical though. That's only a 3%. Let's go with attack, since I've already powered up my special. And how? And so unfortunately it's only a choice of coin. And no fight.
So quiet. Good enough.
But nothing to spend it on.
That's a relief.
And so it's only a quick trip to Hermes. And still enjoying this North Coast Foggy Day IPA. If you're interested in hazy IPAs but want something a little bit sweeter, definitely something to check out. Fang and Ale. Okay, I thought that this was the Hydra chamber.
Shot.
This might be just a bit too slow for this particular weapon. And now I've got the Mad Bombers on my tail. Clearly the answer is just keep shooting.
Must be the last of them.
I hope so. And I hurt myself on that one, unfortunately. If only the adamant rail had some sort of deflect option or shield, that would certainly make this battle just a bit more bearable. Where's the... okay.
Message for me.
Excellent.
Delicious, I accept this message.
So hold cast for rapid succession, side hustle. So more wealth every time I enter, or foes drop, stuck in them faster. I don't think I need this for this run, unfortunately. And I guess I'll try to work on spending my coin. Hopefully I meet Charon soon. So I either have a choice of meeting Charon or powering up one of my attacks. I think I know where I'm going. That is unfortunate. And this is very likely the last chamber before meeting the Bone Hydra, which should be an interesting go.
Delicious.
Let's go ahead with powering up our main attack.
Better blessing.
Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Now, the one thing I've got for the Bone Hydras is just the fact that this particular attack hits best when it's a sedentary target. And so, as long as I don't have a lot of movement, and I aim for closer to the neck area, I think I should be able to strike with full power. It'll just take a while.
New look for you, I see, Bone Hydra.
Is it? Okay, now it becomes invincible, which means that its brethren are here. Okay, one of them is down. Oh, there was another one here. And now are we back to normal? I don't even have to get close this time around, so that's fun. Okay, here we go. Friends arrive. Move out of the way. Wow. The longer this takes, simply the more damage that I'll incur, unfortunately. And so, it really makes sense to focus fire as best as I can. Ah, that was a wasted shot. What are you gonna do now? Fortunately, there is no third round of this madness, so we might be close to the end here. Excellent. Didn't even waste any of our lives.
Any more heads you'd like chopped off? No?
I think we'll pass on that venture. Diamond. So we might not have lost one of our continues, but it certainly took this wind out of our sails for this particular life. Hopefully we can recover fully in this chamber.
They're already expecting you up in Elysium.
How reassuring. Excellent. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see what Charon has to offer. So, a one-time benefit when acquired. Oh, so just gain 30 coins for life. Now, this sounds good. It served us well last time. And 20% more move speed for the next 14 encounters.
I'll take that.
Sounds good to me. Actually, before we move on to our next chamber, how long have we been going? About an hour here. Gonna take a quick bio break. Step up with our next drink, and we'll be right back on the other side. Go ahead and just leave it here.
That's it for us, Fidel. And check. Much nicer climate.
Actually, let's go ahead and cut the Hades sound. Okay, that's a bit more chill. So, we went ahead and grabbed our next drink, and this is something that avid viewers of the stream will have seen before. This is an Ayinger Bräuweisse, and it's a wheat beer for Ayinger. Ayinger is a German brewery. It's not one of the 6 popular breweries of ancient history, but it is certainly one of the breweries that I can't help but favor. This was probably the first thing I tried from Ayinger itself. I think it was during a time where I was heavily into wheat beers, which is not to say that I don't enjoy wheat beers still. It is simply the case that I have a more diversified palate this time. I would say that wheat beers was how I got into craft beers, simply because I hated pales and I hated IPAs, and this was certainly a different path for me, which opened up my palate for a lot of other different things. So wheat beers, as you can imagine, are made of wheat, which, unless you know anything about beers, it's actually different, because most standard beers are actually made of barley, and then you've got a few that are made of rye in terms of grain composition. Germany does a lot of great wheat beer, and specifically, if you've ever had the pleasure, they are actually very much like banana flavored, and I believe that's due to a chemical called, the chemical name escapes me, but they've almost got a banana bread type of flavor. Let's go ahead and open up this bad boy, and hopefully it doesn't bubble up on me. And yeah, so it's got a very rich banana flavor, cloves even. Let's go ahead and pour it. Wheat beers are generally light colored, yellowish. Most of them are unfiltered, which gives them a medium body composition. Very rich. Really, the only other country that stands up to Germany in terms of wheat beers is Belgium. But while German people decided to go and perfect straight up wheat beers, Belgium decided to take a different route and diversify. But that's a lesson for another day. Bang a ale. So again, very rich banana bread flavor. Certainly a little bit sweet. You can't really taste much hops in this. And yeah, just good flavors, good bubbles in it. Ayinger is 100% a recommend. And with that, I think we're going to move back into our game. We just made it to world number 3. Okay. And there we are. And so we have our giant devastating attack in our special, and we got Artemis's aid in terms of our standard attack. I'm gonna fix my desk just a bit. Okay, that's a bit better. I generally like to lean in closer to the screen whenever I'm doing this. And so we're here at Asphodel, and it'll either be gems or a Sithonic key. Let's go for that. So if I remember correctly, these are the fellows with shields, or maybe not. But at least in this world, Elysium, the big thing is just that everyone is constantly trying to resurrect. Okay. How far are you gonna get? And these guys move quickly.
That one's rearming.
And there they go. And so it's either darkness or another Sethonic key. Let's see how far we can make it then. Sethonic key or darkness. Maybe we have enough Sethonic keys. Let's go for darkness this time. I think those are room traps. It would sure be nice to have a boon that allows these things to fall faster. Or maybe if my primary attack was just simply something that allowed you to make foes freeze in place, that would also be great. Anything else of note here? Oh, that thing creeps me out. No, it doesn't seem like it. So another dataless hammer awaits. These look like doors as well. I wonder why you can't. Okay.
Glad I put in the order for a fountain chamber in this area.
Yes, indeed. Let's see how this is going to change things up. Your attack is faster and more accurate, and you get 6 more shots. So this one slows down foes, which is probably what I was looking for just now. Oh, but that one sounds so much better. Let's see how much this actually helps things out. And so it's Ares or Zeus. I'm sorry. It is Zeus or a heart. I always confuse the heart with Ares. Oh no.
You have met the champion, the king. Let us see if you are fit to face him once again.
I really like that pompadour.
You mean face both of you together, which doesn't seem particularly fair.
Life isn't particularly fair, short one, nor death. I'd have expected you to know as much. But here, have your fair fight.
Okay. Just slow down, dude. If I could just keep them in place. Ah, jeez. It just keeps coming. And so he always generally misses the blast, which is very annoying. Ah, and I got hit myself. That was stupid. This guy is fast. Can you imagine how much faster he would be if I wasn't hitting him with my basic attack? Jeez, even tackling. Impervious now. Blasted columns would just not be here. That took a chunk out of me. What is even happening? It's like he's getting my after image. Is he stopping? Ah, and there I go. Rounds up.
I respect your strength, short one. The champion of Elysium awaits. Until such time.
I still enjoy your pompadour.
I beat the bull of Minos.
Is he still coming back though? And that certainly didn't help.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Jolted. So it affects nearby foes. Double strike. Your lightning bolt effects have a chance to strike twice. Let's go with it simply because it's a fated choice. And pizza is next. And I need some hearts quickly. Ah, these blasted traps, I completely neglected to see that they were there. Oh, one of those hellish butterflies. Yeah, more. What are we even doing here, folks? And it's gone, but at what price? I sure wish I had Deuce's gift. I think that was the one that gave me more health.
Good enough to eat.
So, let's go with the Deadly Strike.
Got some zest.
No matter what the next chamber is, there's a good chance that I won't make it. Unless it's a chamber of respite. Charon, what have you got for me? Okay. This is something I can agree with. Well, let's definitely go with this.
Don't spit it all in one place, mate.
Let's power up this double strike. And my friend Dionysus. Seems like I've already collected that. Let's go with hangover damage.
Took me right up.
At this point it might not really make a difference, but why not?
Take this one.
Let's continue powering up.
For me. Hi there.
And there I go. Misery is me. Will I even make it to Theseus? That bloke. These things. Just blocks an explosion. Just took 10 damage from that blasted little chariot. And there that goes. Ah, these things are just kamikaze against me. Ah, that was stupid. What are you gonna do with your wimpy shield? Unfortunately, nothing interesting. But what it arguably lacks in outward beauty, it makes up for with its uses in the sprawling industry of death, which Master Hades oversees.
The power of the gods.
It's almost a 50% chance.
Powered up.
What are we fishing here?
Can't give up yet. Curses.
That's obnoxious. Something to sell. They will give me coin, but they will not give me life, which is what I sorely need here. Okay, so it goes. Symphonic keys for the win. It would also be nice to gain a boon that allows you to fire more of these specials.
What's regenerating?
I've noticed everyone here regenerates, I think, or at least all the humanoid monsters regenerate. How sad, how sad, how sad. Let's see.
Ouch. Alright. Again?
Give a fish to the head chef. I think we will do that shortly. For now, let's go ahead and call it for our Hades run. I think for the next the rest of the block we'll try something a little bit different. But yeah, I think that was good progress. We might not have made it to the Temple of Styx, but we gained a newfound appreciation for the adamant rail, and that in itself is a lesson we will never forget. Yeah, I gotta say I can't disagree with that particular boon. Go ahead and switch over here. So if Hades was what you came for today, that's unfortunately ending. Feel free to drop off. If not, feel free to follow me on my next venture. And coming up in a few minutes, we'll probably be playing, let's say, Soulcalibur. Soulcalibur is a good choice. But for those of you that have had enough of this endless rant, stay thirsty, Wolfkin. back. For those of you just joining us, we just finished a moderately successful run through Hades. Unfortunately died in Elysium, which is not unfamiliar territory for us, and now my camera is doing very weird things. I'm sure it'll fix itself on its own. I am currently drinking an Ayinger Bräuweisse, which is a German wheat beer, for now. I did go through my general spiel, but let me go ahead and see what Untapped has to say on the matter for this one. Fragrance and taste of the yeast cloudy wheat beer are distinguished by a fine, refined, top-fermented, flowery yeast character and an unmistakable, distinct banana aroma. First sensational taste buds is full-bodied, very soft and mild with a lively, champagne-like sparkle. A light, typical wheat beer taste is expressed, the bitter tone of which can scarcely be detected. The sparklingly refreshing Ayinger Bräuweisse will impress every wheat beer connoisseur with the first mouthful. So I definitely have to agree with most of that. I do feel that is quite the grandiose explanation. So indeed, a very floral, aroma-heavy wheat beer. If you enjoy banana bread, I certainly recommend Fang and Ale. And with that, let's go ahead and go back to our game. Okay, I think you can see that. Let me go ahead and turn on the desktop audio. Okay, it looks good. And so viewers of the stream will remember that I've been trying to complete the Soul Chronicle using different characters. And that's not what I want to do. I always cross my confirm and cancels on this Xbox controller. So what's good here? Let's try a character that we haven't really used before. I like the style of Mitsurugi, I just can't play him. Taki's nice. Kilik. A game with Shangfoi is always a fun one. And we have gone through Song Mina's. Looks like she's got a mission, but maybe it's the case that until we finish the main story at the top, we can't actually move forward. And we did a lot with Sophitia already. Geralt. Talk about special characters, guest characters. You know what? Let's go with Raphael. I've always found them quite elegant. All I aspire to be. I'm certainly glad that he had time to pack his clothing. Yes, Nicola, why? Thank you for the clarification there. As Stone Cold once said, Don't trust no one. Was it DTA? Don't trust anyone. Not Paris. And so Raphael uses a rapier, which is actually quite fast, which is something I very much enjoy. As long as you can, honestly, I wouldn't call it a button masher. There's certainly a lot of finesse to be learned here, but myself as a crude player can't grasp that quite well just yet. So essentially not really giving them a chance to, and keeping a critical distance. Hey, what are we doing here? You might know something or other. The one thing I liked about other Soulcaliburs in the past was the fact that you could continue fighting despite the fact that the enemy had fallen. It was always a very fun way to just rub it in your opponent's face. Maybe that's still a thing here in two-player mode, but I haven't played with too many other people. Alright, and so what happens now? Do I fight my nephew? Everything. The one from Independence Day.
How many more pursuers must I slay? He's headed into the slums. You lot secure the surrounding area. I have nothing left. Life is but a series of betrayals. None shall give me a second glance if I look like this.
Wait a second, and who might this be? Girl from slums? Clearly I shouldn't have said anything about her origins.
You, child, a strange noble passed through here, didn't he? Tell me where he went.
No, girl from slums.
Betrayed by a child.
He went over there and hid behind the horse cart.
The coward! After him! He should still be nearby!
The cowardice of hiding behind a horse cart. Oh, sorry.
What?
They're gone now.
.com.
No, I just wanted to annoy them.
Still, I'm glad. So, tell me your name.
Gee, I wonder if we are related.
You're silly. Why cry when you're safe?
I actually don't know if Amy is Raphael's biological daughter or if he just adopts her, but I guess we'll see. The young girl from the slums had saved Raphael's life. For Raphael, who had never relied on anyone but himself, having someone come to his aid was no small matter, even if his salvation was born purely of a child's whim. Amy's actions were enough to reuse emotions Raphael had long forgotten. Not reuse, rouse.
This should do it. Just don't touch the wound.
I'm a doctor.
Us poor folk never get to see a doctor. Then again, it's not as if we've any reason to live.
That's a bit on the nose. Yeah, they are all fairly nihilistic, I suppose. Does he have a cashier that handles the money matters? She's not lying.
Whether one is rich or poor, life is as equally twisted and corrupt.
Someone's coming. Hi.
Why, hello, man. You're a slippery one. Everyone around here has made their protection money. Except you.
I clearly have a scoundrel-esque voice.
Another bodyguard.
Don't be stupid.
I know you've got some vagabond looking after you. How dare you bring trouble to my territory? First,
Wow.
left leg. Then,
This is getting a bit graphic. Okay, this one is personal. Oh, come on. Why would a scoundrel just have soul charge? What are you doing? And vertical. A beautiful finish. I thought I was a vagabond. Why do I still have such garbs? Oh, that was a beautiful thrust. I don't like your vest wearing ways. That'll teach you to strike a child.
Are you all right? Show me your leg.
You didn't need to come out. You didn't need to know it.
No, baby. It's not. That's not the way the world is.
Really?
You've given me a future. In return, I must give you the same.
Go ahead.
And the bond is formed. With the aristocracy continuing to fight their petty battles, ordinary people had all but surrendered their spirit and given up on life. Like animated corpses, their lives were drained of all meaning and joy. Instead, Raphael decided it best to seek refuge with Amy in the land where the sun never sets, Spain. I thought the land where the sun never sets was Alaska, but I like Spain. España.
Your blade is sharp, a little too straight. That's the brilliance of a French sword, and it's fatal. Indeed. However, there is someone whose life I must protect. That's why I must learn the best techniques Spanish swordsmanship has to offer. Very good. A sword is indeed for protection.
The sword that protects, as in said in Rurouni Kenshin. Wait, is this a new teacher? Is that what's happening here? Oh, come now. This guy's actually good. Okay, maybe he wasn't that good. Hey, what the? How dare you? Disgrace me with your feet. Just overpowered.
Excellent. All movement must come from the heart. You appear to have grasped that concept well. I'm
a Tifa Lockhart, if you will.
Really? Please introduce us at once.
Raphael, you're such a dummy.
Okay. As they wandered through Spain like nomads, Raphael sharpened his blade skills while also teaching Amy some techniques. However, with his enemies a constant threat, he felt his hand and Amy's nomadic lifestyle would do her more harm than good, and so took the risk of crossing the border back into France. Okay.
Sorry, Amy. How's this? We must find sanctuary, no matter what it takes. I can't teach you properly if we keep having to escape. Raphael Sorel. I never thought I'd see you on French soil.
A ninja.
Are you sure you all want to come at me without reporting my discovery first?
We'll only need to send a report.
Oh, that was very clever.
Do you remember what I taught you? Strike the enemy true, one by one. You need only worry about protecting yourself.
That's a lot of different things. Okay, you certainly seem to kick a lot, dude. Ah, that wasn't a great victory. Oh, wait a second. This is a different person. How many of you are there? Also, why did I suddenly run into you? And slam down. Oh. Zalamel style. Seems a bit slow, unfortunately, for them. And one more Tira style. I like the fact that they bother to hide their faces with this elaborate cowl, and yet they are showing most of their bodies otherwise. Alright, got rid of the ninjas.
It's over. You don't want anything to happen to the girl, do you?
Amy, let her go.
What's with all these people trying to hurt children?
You win. Amy's everything to me.
Raphael, you dummy!
Amy?
Cut that branch!
What the? The snow! Damn you!
Critical hits. I hope so.
Yes, you did well, Amy. Nobody should follow us, for the time being at least. If it weren't for Amy's quick movements, we'd be done for. I can't protect her with only a sword.
Wealthy Lord Dumas. After crossing the mountains, Raphael and Amy arrived at a citadel in the south of France. To ensure her safety, it occurred to Raphael that she would need a decent home and financial security. So, disguising his real name, he became a servant to the wealthy Lord Dumas. There's a cheap joke buried in there, but maybe not today. I am nothing but a very muscular servant.
Certainly not, my lord. I am your sword and staff. I merely wish to protect your honor and name while you are ill.
Okay, so that was a... Oh wait, we're actually fighting someone. Some sort of red dragoon. In full armor, nevertheless. Wow, okay. Certainly more agile than I expected. Callejón sin salida. The timing on my blocks is just abhorrent. And slam down. Okay, horizontal. Ah, I got him. Horizontal again. Nice. I actually dodged, I guess. That was an unexpected move. Certainly more agile than I would expect from somebody wearing such heavy armor. And all the damage I'm doing seems to be coming off of me actually just chipping damage off of his blocks, which is not what I would like. I can't breathe was his final words. As uttered by the grape lady. You're a really good fighter. Please be the heir to my fortune.
What is your request? That girl, Amy, is it? She is not your daughter, correct? If you are to become my son, you should send her away to run an orphanage. As I have said before, she seems to be a great weight around your neck.
Okay.
I did not expect you to say such a thing.
Where did this come from?
Continue this conversation over some tea. I recently managed to obtain some fine, rare chinaware from the East.
Okay, chapter 6. I shall toast to the death of those who come between Amy and I. Raphael became Lord Dumas's adopted son, declaring that his relatives had gone on a long journey. His previous efforts to gain everybody's trust had paid off, as not one soul doubted him. So I'm assuming he got rid of the old man with the tea.
Thank you. How are the lessons going?
Very good, young master. The girl will grow into a fine lady. On his return, the Lord will be struck dumb in disbelief. Still...
Nothing suspicious about all this.
I think I'm more suited to sword practice. Can't you teach me like you used to?
Amy, you're smart enough to understand. If you want to carve a future for yourself, you need an education in matters.
I know, but
Get a college degree.
as you can see, there is still some way to go.
Can I really offer
The disguise is off.
this? I came to this reading room looking for answers, but I'm coming up empty-handed. Ample finances. Place. A fine education. Despite the freedom this lifestyle offers, it's not enough. This letter. Report on the evil seed. Could it be? There's no mistaking it. This is research on that abominable evil seed. Manifestation? Madness? The evolution of humanity? Interesting. All sounds so fantastical. This was written by Scholar of the Future. Who could that be?
Maybe Doctor Who.
Soul Edge. A cursed sword that feeds on souls?
Raphael?
You stopped my soliloquy.
Exchange is made for power. Maybe this sword is the key.
What is it, Raphael?
Oh, Amy. Why the long face?
I was waiting for you to come back. I thought maybe you were mad about earlier. I've been scared recently. I never knew what it felt like to have something to lose till I met you.
You have nothing to fear. I shall make you the perfect world.
Raphael? Are you in here?
Of course. Here's a thought. How about some hot chocolate for a change?
And how a good man loses his way.
The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
Okay, and that is it for Raphael's story. And actually, I think that is it for this stream. Let's go to the other view. Okay. Well, we certainly had some fun today. Tune in tomorrow where we'll continue our progress through, I think it'll be Donkey Kong Country 2. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm bouncing, for my retro blog, I'm bouncing between Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country 2. And at least in Donkey Kong Country 2, I am definitely already in the last world, so hopefully we'll actually meet King Cruel and put an end to that campaign. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and stay thirsty, Woken. We'll see you again.